Hello everyone. Today is Friday, February 15th. It's 3:47 p.m. It's about 10 minutes before the regular session close. You can see my computer clock on my right, and on my left is the time and sales, the Emini S&P, currently trading at 2773.50. First up today is the Dow on a 1597 high Kanashii chart with a 60-minute higher time frame, and we're currently long two contracts. You can see our position is here, and it's actually been long since about 11:30 this morning. I just have the chart kind of bunched up together. So we didn't enter here because start time is probably after that. In any case, we did enter here at about 11:30, and we've been long all day, and this is going to close, probably go to the close, and probably break 1,000. The market looks like it's going to close strong here with this rally into the close. So pretty nice performance here. Okay, next up is the DAX on a 987 high Kanashii tick chart, and I have lowered the goals on these charts. This one was lowered to 1550, so this hit its goal in a very what looks like short move here compared to the rest of the move. Obviously, had we got filled on this long, there was a lot more to be had here. So hitting its goal in a single trade, and this was finished trading in 15 minutes of trading. This starts trading at the London Open at 3 a.m. and so this hit its goal within 15 minutes. That's pretty good. That's, again, low exposure, and the market is low risk. Just wanted to talk for a second about the difference between indicators and a strategy. The Autotrader automatically enters these positions and then automatically trails your stop with this kind of money management. You know, the ability to have different stop types. You could have the stop at the by ticks, or it could be at the high of the bar plus ticks. You have different types of trailing stops here as seen at the drop-down list. And we have our trail stop reset, we have our daily targets. These things are all done hands-free automatically, whereas if you were trading with an indicator, you would have to decide if you were going to take this signal. You would have to know to get out here. You would have to, again, decide when there's a new signal if you're going to take the trade, and you'd have to have the discipline to hold the position and trail your stops. And you'd have to do all these things manually, whereas our software does this automatically, and it does it at a speed that cannot be matched by someone trading manually. There's so much more to this that goes on under the hood with the functionality of the Autotrader that there's just really no comparison. What an automated strategy or an automated tool like this brings to the table is so much more than trading. The other thing that comes into play is what I call emotional currency. If you're trading manually and you have a couple of losing trades, now your psychology is different because you've taken a couple of losers, and your ability to see the market clearly is impaired at that point, whereas the Autotrader goes by your daily loss limit or your daily goal, and if you haven't hit your loss limit, it keeps trading without emotion, and it sticks to your rules. It sticks to your exact profit targets, the exact amount of ticks for your stop loss, and so forth. There's no second guessing. There's no changing as it goes. Most people have a hard time holding a trade this long. The Autotrader doesn't. It'll hold the trade as long as your trailing stops permit. On a trade like this, how would you know to get out here unless you had, strict rules and a daily goal and you exited the position? But this short was literally exited one tick or so from the low of the day. Coincidentally, it had a $1,500 goal, and that was hit. So, but that's what it looked like. But to try to do that manually, it would be very difficult. Okay, next up is the Emini S&P on a Super Anko 4-tick chart, and this chart starts trading at 9 p.m., about a half hour before the regular session close. And the goal on this is 850. So this had pretty strong positive slippage. It finished at 1312.50. And the reason this happened is if we look at the timestamp on the bars here, beginning about right here, we have 9:28 and 0 seconds. And then we have 9:28:01, and then 9:28 and 8 seconds goes all the way up to about here, and then 9:28 and 10 seconds all the way to here. This is 11 seconds, and then so we basically had a strong burst of price of about 6 or 7 points, which is about 28 to 30 ticks or so. The market, moved in just a few seconds, 28 to 30 ticks in a few seconds, and then quickly sold off. The timestamp on these bars is 28:22, dropping down very quickly here. So there's very fast movement in the market by the time our trades got executed. Remember, this is right around the open of the day, which is going to be very fast market and a lot of volume. So by the time we got filled, we had excellent positive slippage. This is our Super Renko with the 6-tick higher time frame, a really consistent, reliable chart. So today was one that really worked in your favor with positive slippage. Okay, next up is the crude oil on a Super Renko 7-tick chart. And this looks like it had 3 trades, a small loser here drawing down less than $100, and then 2 winners back to back, and this did 1180. The goal on this is 1200, so definitely hit its goal, and really nice going on the crude oil here. Okay, the DAX on a 377 high Kanashii chart did a little over 1,000 today. And again, the lowering of goals here. This is a limit order with an 8-tick pullback and fairly tight stops. I mean, this had a long way to go. So anyway, it hit its goal, and that was done on a couple of trades here. A very tight stop took us out here. So I might be able to go with a little bit higher goals on this than I had previously thought. Okay, the NASDAQ on a 1597 high Kanashii chart had a loser here to begin, and then 2 winners back to back, and did 1255 for the day. The goal on this is 1250, so this hit its goal today in a couple of trades. The Emini S&P on a Super Renko 6-tick chart did 937.50 today, and the goal on this is about 950. And what's interesting about this chart is here is this big trending move up, and this looks like sideways action, but the swings were big enough here, obviously, with the money management we have in here. First profit target at 15 ticks, that's just under 4 points in the ES, and trailing stops at 25 ticks. So this was mostly taken out by the bars changing from red to blue on each trade, but each time we hit our first profit target, and that allowed us to hit our goal in seemingly sideways action. Now, if I widen the bars here, then the swings look a little bit bigger, and the market indeed rallying into the close. Okay, another Emini S&P chart on a Super Renko 4-tick. This has a goal of 725 and a limit order with a 1-tick pullback, and this hit its goal. There was a loser here, but basically 3 winners or 4 winners. It's also using our line break logic, and you can see the equity curve here, pretty nice going. Okay, the Emini S&P on a Super Renko 4-tick. I can tell by looking at this, this is the 60-minute higher time frame. So a number of trades here, and a little bit of volatility. Drawdown was never more than $200, and this came up and finished at 525 for the day, the goal being 850. Okay, the NASDAQ on a 150 high Kanashii chart, really great signals on the indicator here. And this did 970 for the day. And this was done on several trades here. You can see our first equity high was about $400 and a couple of small losers here. And then these two winners back to back here brought us up to 970. Our goal on this is 1,000, so we definitely hit our goal and had a couple of ticks of slippage. And finally, the crude oil on our Super Renko 8 tick has been very reliable for us. This had an equity high of 800, as you can see on the equity curve right here, and then drew down to minus 200 here, and then came back and finished at 420 for the day. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching today.